briefly tap into this specific realm of history amongst African Americans in the battle of sexes. The stigma revolving around this free will to consent to any and everything mentality is what's causing you all to thrive in a fantasy fairy tale like world presented as reality. I have come across certain platforms, right? Both male and female. And most of the debates, not all, but most of the debates are about the roles of a man and a woman, mainly in the African American community, right? You have the debate on women wanting respect, wanting, faithful guys, and men wanting women who are submissive, and so forth, so forth, and so forth. You have women wanting to be respected and valued, right? But allow the influences of friendships, society, and social media get them caught up in a world that was not destined for them to thrive in. Then play victim once the truth starts to come out. Now they're labeling you as anybody that leaves an opinion or a comment. Now it's, oh, you're hating or you're bashing them. Make it make sense. Same for the men. Same for the men. It's all this talk about how y'all are so logical, but let the next man determine the kind of man you are based on your pockets, social status, illiteracy to basic knowledge, and how many women you can sleep with. And this is just to name a few for both men and women. That's not even everything. That's just to name a few. Women don't want to be labeled as side chicks, gold diggers, prostitutes, whores, but will willingly participate in embarrassing activities, such as only wanting a man if he can take care of you and treat you like his child or a child. This is not all of you, but this is most of you. Y'all want to spend all his money, but don't have your own. Y'all barely have half of an education or no education at all. Complain about cooking and cleaning. Can't perform basic house maintenance. Or as y'all put it, chores. Barely keep your hygiene intact. Smoke, drink. Some of y'all do drugs. Destroy relationships and marriages, but be the first one to say y'all don't owe the wife any loyalty. You're a woman saying that about another woman. So a man was able to come in between the both of y'all, conquer and divide the both of y'all, and you're okay with that? Just solely for his benefit. And you're okay with that? Seeking out these top tier men, hoping it will change the way you're currently living. You're comfortable with playing the role of a mistress and a side chick. Labeling and claiming and promoting hot girl, city girl lifestyles, which is code for whoring and degrading yourself. I'm just going to put that out there. Because that's what a lot of y'all are using the labeling for. And ain't got no type of come up other than being a baby mama or a side chick or mistress. Got your little fame. Now you're on these social media platforms, half naked, cursing, just doing a whole bunch of ignorant things. But y'all are the same women that want to be valued and respected, but are half naked, creating only fan pages, doing God knows what. But y'all want respect and to be valued. Again, basically pimping yourself out for some money, a house, a car, bags and jewelry, but y'all don't consider that whole behavior. Everything y'all claim to be against is the very same thing y'all are doing. No matter how much success you garner, the career you got, your past is always going to be present. And doing all of that won't get y'all any further. Y'all think it does, but it doesn't. It doesn't. Your past is always going to be present, no matter how much you try to claim you're a changed person, you're trying to move forward from it. It is always going to come back to haunt you. Especially if you just really been a grimy, low-down, dirty person in your past. It's definitely going to come back and haunt you. Karma is definitely going to visit you, and not in the way you think. Men wanting loyalty, honor, and respect, talking about following a code, but ain't got their friendships or romantic relationships in check. Make a list of all these things that y'all want, and none of the things that y'all do check anything off the list. Discuss what y'all think women should be and look like, but the very same women that y'all judge and claim y'all don't want are the ones y'all go after. Those are the very same ones y'all entertain and go after. Spend money on. Marry them. Give them children. But the good, wholesome women y'all claim to want, too ugly for y'all. They too basic. They don't do enough. You prefer natural beauty, but your dating history, every woman you've ever had, literally, is of a certain complexion. What you consider foreign. Body is not theirs. The butt, the boobs, the face replacements, none of it. They have literally altered who they are authentically. But y'all the same ones that want to talk about a natural woman or what a natural woman should be. And y'all history, the background checks, it don't show that. It does not show that. Some of y'all out here promoting gangbanging, sex, drugs, and violence. Half of y'all didn't even finish school. Don't promote finishing school. And it makes plenty of sense why the majority of you don't know y'all true history. Because half of y'all ain't even pick up a book since elementary school. Y'all don't even know what a book look like. Half of the time when y'all promoting another one to be a boss, it's within the street life trade. I don't get it. I don't get it. Let's have a discussion. Since slavery is the only time y'all claim to be awake or awoke, let's have a discussion. Let's talk about it. Let's debate this. Is Black Lives Matter when it's police brutality, but not Black Lives Matter when it's Black lives taking other black lives. But y'all claim to be woke. Y'all claim to be awake. But don't keep the same energy at all. Y'all gonna resort right back to the same ignorance that the oppressors created to conquer and control the narrative of our lives. And y'all just keep letting them win and keep letting them win. Everybody's about loyalty and the code and unity, and y'all don't even follow it. Y'all don't even follow it. I don't even think any of y'all know what it is anymore. Y'all label independent women as wanting to be masculine or not needing a man because they want to be independent as far as having their own outside of what they have with their men. As if in slavery, since that's what y'all like to bring up a lot when y'all want to condone y'all ignorance and claim y'all conscious. Both men and women had to be ridiculed and dehumanized in front of one another by their massa. Both. They both had to provide and protect each other. They all had to be in the fields, picking cotton, amongst other things. They all had to clean, cook, serve and tend to the massa and his family, but mainly his needs were to be met and fulfilled. And had they not abided by the rules and regulations set forth to them, they suffered the consequences. It wasn't just, oh, men did everything and the women did like they did nothing, but just no. Women weren't just good for having babies, cooking, and cleaning. They had to go out there with their men and get to work too. And trust and believe, most slaves fought back. They weren't successful, not all of them. But most of them fought back because they refused to have to suffer and live through the inequality of black people, African Americans, colored people, however y'all want to identify, against the oppressors and the enemies. But black people together, they all faced inequality. You had both men and women literally watch, hear, and have public knowledge of the dehumanizing actions being bestowed upon their loved ones. Men being emasculated, not by their women, but the massa and his women. When the massa decided that he was going to take advantage of the wife, of his kids, the black man's kids, his whole family, mother, father, he had to be beaten, just like the people in his family, their friends, all of them. Point of the matter is they all suffered together. And these very same people that started the emasculation of a black man, the dehumanizing of black people in general, are the very same people y'all choose to partner up with. Y'all so woke, y'all so awake, y'all so conscious. It's all black lives this, black lives that, but y'all literally are sitting at the table with the enemy. Thinking dating outside your race is more beneficial, as if that's not what they designed the rest of the world to be like when they conquered and divided us. Yet, after all of the ridicule, the violence, the beatings, the dehumanizing experiences, those very same men and women had to get up if they were fortunate enough to survive and provide and protect the remainder of their families. The men still having to provide and protect and lead. After all of it. Yet people today, both men and women, get killed over cars, clothing, jewelry, bitter over a relationship or a breakup that they couldn't properly assess and process how to heal and move on. There was no pride nor ego. It wasn't any room for it. Everything that was done everything that our ancestors have done and the leaders before us was simply based off of compassion and unity. Because pride and ego was only going to make things worse, like they do now, like they've been doing. Those men didn't have the time to have a penis contest. It wasn't no time for it. They wasn't worried about that. They were actually focused on providing and protecting. A lot of those men fought against abandonment. Tried their very hardest to fight against abandonment. Abandonment didn't take place in their household because they made the choice to do so. The massa made that choice and decision because he knew it would break the black man. It would take away his role as a man. It would strip him of his natural ability and resources to provide, protect, and lead as a man. This is how I know most of y'all brains are not properly functioning. Cleaning, cooking, and tending to your family doesn't make you a slave as a woman. It doesn't make your man lazy. Again, since everyone loves to bring up history to condone their ignorance yet again, let's use it properly this time. Women didn't spend as much time in the fields at any point in life because they had to create life. And in order to do that, they needed balance. Certain jobs didn't require the work of a woman. Just like certain jobs didn't require the work of a man. And not simply because they didn't qualify or they were inadequate. It had nothing to do with any of that. If we're being honest, women, just like men, since a lot of y'all like to make it seem like men are the only ones who can embody and possess strength, in my opinion, women are very strong, if not stronger, due to the fact that they create and mold other human beings, as well as taking on other roles and performing other duties in society, bringing other contributions to society. Men have a reproductive system for a reason. Because their reproductive system allows them to birth, mold, and raise children. How can a woman do that and live up to her full potential as a mother, a wife, or a woman in general if her body is constantly drained from all the strain that is put on it? How can she do it? Hence why other lifestyle contributions were created. Women are natural-born healers. So even back in the time where they got conquered, both men and women, and the enemies took over, they had natural healing powers, natural healing sources that helped aid them in keeping the balance, creating and maintaining it as well. And here today, we don't even have to go through half of what they went through. What they went through back when slavery and racism first started, back when they first conquered all of us and stole us, we don't even have the slightest clue to how traumatic their experiences were. We may go through racism today, colorism, people are prejudiced, there's still violence, there's still killing, but not how they had to endure it. Not how they had to endure it. Not even close. Other contributions in life had to be made. In order for families to thrive. You had women who gardened, who made jewelry, who were healers, spiritual leaders, seamstresses, created and managed their own stores. All of these things created to give some sort of relief. But yet, you ask me, men and women today have no idea what it's actually like to be men and women who lead, protect, and provide for not just their families, but for each other. Y'all don't know what it means to have real strength and resilience, respect over pride and ego, loyalty and trust, unity within your own community. Y'all have no idea. And the things that y'all do are very telling. And are just proving everything that the enemy has narrated and made true about us. Our ancestors literally lost it all and still had their feet planted firmly on the ground, staying true and keeping their beliefs, faith, and spirituality strong, hoping that eventually the next generation of their lineage would finally wake up and take back what originally belonged to us and excelled in continuing the legacies of being geniuses, sticking to tradition and culture. But unfortunately, the majority of you are lost and empty mentally. Obviously, we can't go back in history physically. We can't experience the pain and the trauma and suffering that they had to endure. But keeping up with tradition and culture is how we pay them back. Y'all can't even do that. And I get that we all make mistakes. We all come from different realms of life, and it's understandable. It's understandable. We're not going to do things the exact way they have done them because the world has evolved and it definitely has changed, but not for the best. Ignorance has consumed us all in the form of media. The agenda and the algorithm of the media. The things we are seeing today, the things that are being done, it don't benefit none of us in the right way. It does not benefit us in the right way. It's actually bringing more shame. And I still have a lot to learn, and I'm not coming on here trying to preach as if I know everything, because I still have a lot to learn. But compared to what I'm seeing, oh, I'm a saint. Especially compared to my generation, those that are in their 20s, specifically, compared to most of y'all, baby, I'm a saint. I'm a saint. I done made my fair share of mistakes, but not like how some of y'all have made them. Like, y'all take the cake. Y'all take the cake. The levels that a lot of y'all have taken, y'all exceed me. Y'all have exceeded my level. And again, I'm not coming on here to make it seem like I'm above and people are beneath me, but I'm not here to be a part of destruction. Any mistake that I have ever made, I have taken accountability and responsibility. I didn't use my upbringing and the trauma that I've experienced in it as an excuse to destroy the world and leave nothing for the future generations to have. We all have a story. And I say this in almost every one of my videos. We all have a story. But each individual who has went through something traumatic does not give you just cause to ruin other people. It doesn't give you just cause to ruin other people and to make their life miserable because you haven't figured yours out yet. Because you are leaving the control in the ones who failed you. That doesn't have anything to do with everybody else. But yet, others are burdened with the traumas of your upbringing. For clarity, when y'all see me take long pauses, there's nothing wrong. I'm just an overthinker, so it's just me regrouping and finding the balance, because I'm filtering out or trying to filter out a lot of things that my brain wants my mouth to say. But again, because I'm not trying to offend anybody, I'm still going to give the truth but I'm always going to remain humble about it. Like, I'm never going to come over here and make it seem like I know everything. I'm never going to do that. So, yeah.
Naive that she believed every single lie. 17, first time slipped up, about to have a child. Charge that to the game.